Hey, what's up, you guys? I am in my car again because I have time. Okay, so I wanted to prove a point. Today is not Friday. I'm pre-recording this, but I wanted to make a point on people that say, well, first of all, I hope everyone's having an amazing day. I hope that, you know, ideas are flowing and that you are showing them. Today's video is going to be about keeping out of the negative. Now, I want to clear this up. Today, I'm feeling pretty, I don't want to say down, because I'm always grateful, I'm always blessed, and I always feel good. Today's just, you know, a slower day for my emotions, a slower day for my physical and my laughter and my good times. And I'm doing that purposely because I want to prove to people that you know, don't always have to be in a good mood to complete something. That, oh, I'm not in a good mood, so I'm not doing that today. Well, today I'm not in a good mood, and I have to complete my videos because that's what I promised. I've been doing pretty good on pre-filming and recording so far. I've only done 2 pre-recordings, but I feel pretty good at it from it. And you know, you can't let yourself being in a negative mood define your work. You can't be having a shitty day so everyone else has to have a shitty day with you, or they have to feel it at work or school, or your projects have to feel it. Oh, I'm not going to touch that today because I'm not feeling good. Well, maybe when you don't want to do something should be the best time that you should do it. Not that I don't want to do this video, because I really do want to record it in the mood that I am now, just to show you that you got to get it done no matter what. Rainy days, shiny days, better days, worse days, because everything is going to turn out for the better. You just have to work. So I have my notes like usual. I usually email myself about the topic and situations, and today is basically getting yourself out of the negative. So I'm gonna give you some strategies that have helped me personally and that I saw online, which were pretty obvious, but anyway. So break free from the negative. You know, we've all been in the place where we keep dwelling over a situation that we don't have any control of. We keep dwelling on something that we lost. We keep dwelling on the future that's not even here yet, catching all this anxiety, especially when things don't go your way. When we're thinking about something over and over again, we kind of like, oh, well, I don't care about that, but you keep thinking about it over and over again, and you actually obsess over the situation more. You kind of put yourself in a bad mood by thinking about something that didn't go well. So it could be like, I've done it before, I've been doing it, and I sometimes get angry at myself because I'm thinking I'm in a good space, and then I'm thinking about this stupid situation that's happening, or this dumb action of either mine or somebody else's that I can't control, and then I put myself in this bad mood, and I cannot continue on being happy because I'm just not, I just can't fake the funk. I can't fake it. Like, you can tell from me, like, when I'm in a bad mood, you can obviously tell when I'm in a good mood, but I don't put it upon anybody. Like, I don't take my bad moods out on anybody. I try my best not even to take out my bad moods on people that give me the bad moods. You know, it could be a customer, client, boyfriend, girlfriend. You can't, even if they're the ones that did it, be the bigger person. I've learned that being the bigger person, you get more done. You accomplish more even if you're in a hump or you take a L. Being the bigger person can get you further because you didn't ruin your reputation by being petty or anything like that. So in the future, people do see that. You see that yourself, and you see the growth. And actually, people want to work with you. You want to do more. Our brains, I love this about us, but I hate it about us. Our brains are designed to defend us. If we feel a threat, if we feel like we're going to be harmed, our body goes into full defense mode. And it's normal. It actually happens. Like, when something when you see an opportunity in your face and your brain is like, oh no, we can't do that. That fear and all that stuff, that's our brain trying to defend us from any threats that we feel. Like, this happens when things are brand new. This happens when you're getting new money, when you're a new job. Your brain is programmed to scare us so that we could either stop and be safe, stay in the safe environment. But us as humans and being so strong, we have to learn how to identify what's really dangerous and what our brain just sees as a threat. Like I said, new opportunities, a new job, new money, new everything. Like, our brain is like, no honey, don't do that. So we back off kind of with our nerves and our fears. This is a huge factor when you're dwelling on something, when you're stressed on something. That's actually your brain kind of reminding you of what hurt you, what threatens you, so don't do it again. When you are in this mood, it's making you miserable. You are not getting straightforward solutions to your problem. You continue on reliving and rethinking. It could be 2 years later and you're thinking about this. You're putting yourself down. Your self-worth is trash, and this is because of you, your self-defeating self. We have to survive. We have to survive some way, and that's how our brain does it. Our brain gets us scared of new situations or new things that might be threatening, but are not threatening, but are threatening to the brain in itself. It's built to defend us. This is called, there's actually a word, hold on. I can see your problems states aren't like the same. Okay. It's called rumination. I'm not familiar with the word, so I'm not gonna try to define it here. I should have, because if I'm giving you this information, I should know what I'm talking about, right? So rumination leads you to feel more anxious, pessimistic, and out of control, all of which make it even harder to solve the problem. There was a professor called Sanja, and she was in the psychology department in the University of California, and she says that you become more negative and never have any closure when these chemicals in our body are activated, which are the ones that try to save us, try to keep us from harm. But I'm telling you, if it's not life-threatening, if you're not dying, if you're not dead because of the situation, stop thinking about it, and I'll tell you how. When I start, and this is, I got a couple strategies. It's not numbered, it's not none of that. It's just a couple strategies that I feel are helpful. So first strategy that I've used and that they actually recommended here are the 15 minutes. Take 15 minutes. Instead of taking out your whole day and all this time thinking about what went wrong, what's negative, take 15 minutes of yourself to yourself. Cry it out. There's nothing better than to cleanse with cry. I even get sensitive. This is why I do the podcast, because y'all can see me here and not on the podcast. I think that cleansing with cry is one of the best things, and everyone wants to seem like it's a weak gesture of you as a human, but it's not. It's actually cleansing. Your body inside is going to take all the toxins out. When you cry, everything comes out, everything you're feeling, all the emotions. And if you feel like you're weak for this, then you have to check ego and leave that shit out the door. You're not weak because you cried. You have to get these 15 minutes and think about it, dwell on it, dwell about the problem. You know, instead of torturing yourself with some issues for hours and hours and even days and years. Like, I know people that have been thinking about a problem or a mistake they made for years, and they find as though they cannot fix this problem and they're failures for life. Just this 15 minutes help you break out of the cycle that of hours and hours of negative thought. And when you block off specific time frames, like let's say, okay, at work you'll be busy, try to do your best. Like, if you think about problems at work that are kind of like breaking you down mentally, get to work, get busy, focus on work, focus on the paperwork. Don't focus on your mind, because sometimes, like, we drift off, our mind starts talking, and we think and we picture and we envision all these horrible things, everything that could have went wrong with us. We picture it, a problem that happened yesterday, we bring it to today, and you have to remember that when you find yourself in those predicaments where your mind, is that thunder? Huh. When your mind kind of falls out of that, let me get back. Grab your thoughts. When you feel like you're envisioning too much, when you feel like you're thinking too much, grab your thoughts and say, no, this is not going to happen right now. I already gave my 15 minutes to this torture. I already gave my 15 minutes to this pain. I already gave my 15 minutes. Like, this is not it. And do your best to bring yourself back. If you got to go to the bathroom, do it. 15 minutes. I need 15 minutes. I just need 15 minutes. Let me get these 15 minutes. Wherever you are, step aside for 15 minutes. Suffer, do whatever you want for those 15 minutes. But when you come back, you have to promise yourself that if you drift off in your mind, you have to pick those thoughts up again. And you're very powerful, so you could definitely do that. Don't act like this is the control. We are the control. We control our minds. Our minds are the way they are based on the control that we give it. We're stressed based on what we think about all day, every day. Find yourself, whenever you catch yourself like dwelling on something that is outside, my best suggestion is to write things down. I know people don't see a lot of power in that, but I have notebooks full. I'm just going to pull one out, but it's just too much. I have notebooks full of my thoughts, of my dreams, of my anger that day, or I write poems down that are super extremely sad, but you don't see me living that in physical form. Like, you don't see me living that sadness because I threw it up in the paper. I wasn't dwelling on it. I wrote it down and I dismissed it. Sometimes I've had cleansing under the moon where I write things on paper and I actually burn them, and it seems pretty like, whoa, that's dangerous. Well, just go outside and don't fucking burn the house down. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It kind of brings it forth, like everything negative is gonna go up in the sky. Like, everything I feel inside will give me a refreshed feel. Like, maybe I'll still be going through those problems in 15 minutes after that, but I know that I promised myself, and because I'm so disciplined, I promised myself that I will not allow things I can't control out of this physical form to ruin my mind the way it does, because my mind ruins my mind. Imagine if I let the physical do the same. My mind is already busy doing that. So when I do catch it, I give myself 15 minutes to be a petty. I give myself 15 minutes to cry. I give myself 15 minutes to really, make a temporary kind of decision right there, so that my emotions will feel better after I'm done feeling bad for myself, because no one else feels bad for myself. So I have to fucking stop in 15 minutes. So if I got 10 minutes, Rachel, I need 5 more minutes to be a sad ass bitch. So don't interrupt me. That's it. And it's realistic. It might sound funny, it might sound like it doesn't work, but it does. I promise. Yeah, so you're dwelling. When you find yourself dwelling, remember, hey, I already had my 15 minutes. Come back to the state of physical. Come back to the present. Come back to, what makes you happier, what will make you busy. Now, I'm not saying drown in work. I'm just saying, remember what in the long run is going to matter, not those disgusting thoughts. So give yourself 15 minutes and move on. Yeah. When you feel like you're dwelling and you're leaving the physical realm, and you're thinking so much that you're kind of living in that truth in your mind, remember, focus on something that's making noise. Focus on something that will keep you busy. Focus on something that you haven't done yet, that you've been holding off. Focus on a conversation with your friends. Even if your mind is louder than focus on that as much as you can. I literally think about crazy things every single day. I think about a lot of situations. I think a lot. And people are sitting here, oh my gosh, she's so positive. I am positive. I am uplifting, and I help others because I'm a light. That's what I was made to do. but I have a couple 15 minutes a day. Like they say, oh, 15 minutes a day. Well, I have a couple 15 minutes a day because I just sometimes lose myself because I'm like so into the work, or I'm like, I'm fake into the work, and then my mind's like, hey, but no, I gotta do this email. But remember when you fucked up? No, I gotta do this email. Sometimes you hear me say, shut up, girl. And I know that y'all heard this before because it's in my podcast, and I think I made another video about it. I talk to myself, or I put bracelets on that make noise. The other, not even the other day, earlier, I was thinking some crazy shit. I'm like, shut up, girl. And, you know, I work with a lot of ladies around me, but I think they know. I think they know that I was clearing my head. That helps me clear my head. When you do this technique, it will bring you back to what's really happening, and you turn to your attention into the realistically, what you could realistically control. So you get away from, oh my God, your problems, oh, I can't fix those. And then you go back to, oh, but I can get a car wash, or I can help someone with a conversation, or I can get this work done. Things that you could realistically do. And I just put car wash out there because some people get pleasure out of cleaning, and I'm in my car, so what the heck. Let me be. So making plans and taking action will keep your imagination from running wild. So if you are worried about, I don't know, losing your job, you can update your resume, have fun with it. Even if you're not going to lose your job, you're just thinking you're going to lose your job, because that's how humans are. We like make problems that aren't even there, and we start assuming shit, and our boss says one thing, we're like, oh my God, we're getting fired. So we start panicking. So if you think you're going to get fired, girl, send your resume off, do fun things that will maybe even land you a new position that you didn't even know you was going to get. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're worried about something, do something towards it that'll make it not such a negative situation. Get to moving. This is very important. When I become negative, and when I start to become negative, I get up and move. I love to work out. I love to work out because I'm too busy on how many sets I'm gonna do. I'm too busy on my posture. I'm too busy on trying not to break a bone with the weight. I'm too busy on focusing on the muscle and what it's gonna look like and how many muscles is here. And I'm too focused to be focused on the bullshit. Now, sometimes, don't get me wrong, the bullshit will come to mind, because that's how it is. Our mind just does that to us. It wants to play this game. It's a self game. Don't ever think that you have an enemy outside. You have an enemy within that you could definitely take control out of. So I could be working out and I'm on the treadmill and I think some bullshit. I'm like, fuck. So instead of that, I say, okay, well, I'm about to incline this shit. Boom, 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 boom. About to, put the pressure on myself. Put the pressure on me. Put the pressure on my legs. Put the pressure on my, make sure my ankle don't rip. Like, things like that. Like, you have to focus on moving. Focus on moving, not your mind, but your physical. The best way to get out of your head is by focusing on your body. Because if you can't focus, if you're focusing too much here, focus on your physical. It helps not to sound like a narcissistic, like, full of vanity or whatever, but it's true. When you're not focused, when you're focusing on something, when you're envisioning your muscles growing, when you're envisioning how you're gonna feel when you are the body type that you want to be, you kind of change your mind. Keep it moving. It's hard to obsess when you're like concentrating on your form and your pace, and working out released mood boosting chemicals in our body. So let me see if I can find moose. It lowers the cortisol level. Cortisol levels is things that make the chemical that kind of that we have in our body that kind of makes us angry, kind of stresses us out. Like every time that we stress out or think about, cortisol is a chemical reaction going up and down of our, I believe it's our spine, but don't quote me on that. I don't know if that is the situation. Now, when days that you can't go to the gym, do things in the house, do things with your friends, go out, make videos, feel better, start a podcast, start writing poems. When days you're not always gonna go to the gym, but I started working out in my house. I never depended on a gym. I depended on my sit-ups. I depended on what's his name? There's this guy called T something. He's like really cute little African American bald head dude. I don't remember his name. Something T something. I'm gonna put it down. He helped me so much. He was talking shit to me. But he's at the computer, so he's not physically there with me. But it's in my home that he is distracting me. It's in my home that I'm building these muscles. I'm making sure that I'm not breaking anything. It's just, I'm so busy that I can't think negatively. So continue on until you can control, until, like, I feel like we think a lot when we're about to go to sleep or when we're in bed. Just concentrate on going to sleep when that is happening. Yes, so there is actually studies in the same university that I was telling y'all earlier that show that when you're physically balanced, you also are more emotionally balanced and less fragile to situations that are happening. So when you're physically balanced, when you feel good within, when you feel good, just because your physical is looking good, so you feel good, you feel happier, your emotions and your mind kind of are triggered, like, oh, because your subconscious has no, your subconscious, I don't want to say that it's dumb, but it's like a little kid. Like, your subconscious at all times, you have to lead them, like, no, don't go over there, no, don't do that, no, don't make me do that. You know, your subconscious is like a child that you have to take care of, because our conscience, I'm right here, I'm here with it, but my subconscious is not always. My subconscious is definitely a 2-year-old. It's a 2-year-old going through the terrible twos. And you know, keep it fun. There are some more studies. I've just been all over the place with these studies. There's studies, I know that we say, oh, kickboxing, and what else? Which one else was it? Like a kickboxing or like a martial arts. They're like, oh, that helps with the workouts. Try your best to stay away from those type of workouts and those type of physical action and keeping it fun that way, because it is something that activates and encourages like war and combat and things that make you anxious and angry, and you're hitting it and you're mad. It can actually make you feel worse. When you're upset, your brain associates the feeling of frustration with aggravation, and when you're frustrated, when you're hitting the bag, I'm gonna give you an example. When you're hitting the bag, your body's like I was telling you, your subconscious is like, oh my god, they're aggressive. Are they angry today? Like, oh no, then I have to be angry. I have to be negative. And maybe we could think about, oh, this is helping me release my anger. This is helping me. No, you're practicing to kill somebody, honey. Okay, and that's not technical. That's like, you know, that's like, how do you say that? That's like not literally you're practicing to kill somebody, but I'm pretty sure that you're picturing this person and you're whooping their butt and all this stuff. That's not, because your mind is still there. Your mind is getting you to that person that made you angry. Your mind is taking over while you're working out and trying to forget, and you're trying to remember, and you're remembering because you're so angry, and that's what the person did, or that's what they got you angry, aggravated. That's what you're remembering yourself. So stay away from the martial arts and kickboxing when you are in this state of mind. But I'm not knocking it, because I've done it and it feels really good, but I've never done it in a way of like aggravation where I'm pretending like I'm taking out my anger on somebody. That's just not healthy. It actually makes it worse. So you feel better for a little bit, but the negative emotions will come back, and like I said, you might see that person and use your martial arts on them, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to better our minds and control it just a tad bit more. Just do things that are enjoyable, they're mentally challenging, calming, swimming, biking, do things like that. Redirect your mind. Do things that, you know, drawing, setting up your website, you know, it triggers your brain to more action. Just do things that won't get you aggravated. You know, creating is supposed to be fun, not aggravating. Make music, write poems, write songs, lyrics here, there, sayings. If posting on Instagram makes you happy, don't let no one knock you. Just be in truth, move in truth at all times. That's all I got for y'all, you know. I'm living in an emotional roller coaster. I get mad, I get sad, just like y'all. I don't want you to ever think that I'm over here sitting in rainbows and unicorns and, you know, sucking on cotton candy, because I'm not, okay? And I wanted to set a great example today to show you that even if I'm not in the best mood today, I'm still gonna get my I'm still gonna get what I promised done, because I enjoy making this. I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy, you know, thinking and knowing that someone is gonna get something out of this. And even if 2 people watch my videos, those 2 people are never gonna forget my words. They're gonna amplify them in their life, and I know it. And I'm not saying this like I'm cocky or whatever, but I'm pretty sure, like, I am made for more, so I have to be more, even if I have to force myself into the thought of I'm doing great today. You know, you can cry, embrace it, take your 15 minutes, be negative those 15 minutes, think about what's getting you mad those 15 minutes, do whatever you have to do. But when you're done feeling bad for yourself, go. Those thoughts are going to try to come back. Get yourself together, talk to yourself. I don't care if you look crazy. Your subconscious is going to make you internally crazy. And then who's going to save you? Because I can't. Not even my videos can. Okay? Well, for now they can. But once you're lost, there's not much anybody could do for anybody once they're lost in that mindset. So, like always, thank you so much for always watching. You know, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Share this video with anybody you think that might need it. I always appreciate feedback as well. So anything down below, maybe a case or a time where you had to kind of defeat yourself because yourself was driving you crazy. So I hope everyone has an amazing day. Don't forget to follow me on Ruby Stones, and my personal lifestyle page is Yourlifesolutions. I also make podcasts every single Monday, and you can find me on there under Ruby Stones. Bless up. I love you. Stay out of your head and do better for your own betterment. Bye.